Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Tongren session. For those people that are new to us, this is a distance healing technique that we use to send healing energy for everyone pretty much free throughout the entire planet. So it's a pretty outrageous idea, but it works, and we do it all the time. If you go to tongrendstation.com, you'll find broadcasts pretty much all over the world, all different times. So for me, I do my Thursday class, and I also teach people how to do Tongren. In fact, on Saturday from 1 to 5, I actually have a class to teach people to do Tongren. And for the new people as well, if you can see me on social media or on my website uh, with our weekly chat. So you can put in your request, or on Facebook, you can put in your own request. So let's begin right away. Most important is to work on less. In Arizona, struggling quite a bit. From a Jung perspective, we are with our consciousness connecting to the collective unconscious to send healing energy for a very specific place. The doll is a map that we use just to help focus our human mind on the ideas. And science has proven that our intention transmits biophotons. So that's the spine, the whole spine, big time. Prostate, original area, L3. Inflammation T1 to T8 for less. T1 for the bones. Our main focus, and then oxygen as well. Phrenic nerve, CV17, lung 1, lung 2. And also for Lucy, for the microbiome, and SIBO. And grounding to liver 3, and kidney 1. If you're new, just drop in your name and say hello, and we can also helpful newbie. Tracy, hello. Hashimoto's tune-up. Okay, Olnick, prostate cancer PSA 20.2 in May, 14.3 in August, 12.2 in October, but then went back up. I would definitely retest Olnick. That's a, could be just inflammation, could be a freak, but I would definitely check that. Let me know what things you're doing. For prostate, especially, you want to do anti-inflammation. You want to do the prostate herbs, the black salve, anti-cancer herbs, and the Essiac anti-cancer herbs. And if you know someone, also, you can even look it up, fenbendazole and ivermectin. That's the full blast of things to do. And tap for Paula. Is that Rachel? Yep. Okay. Let's continue on. And sometimes I might ask the same question again. And appreciate your patience. So for sleep apnea, are you using sleep tape? For diarrhea, this tea, black tea. High blood pressure, beet juice, and Tongren. Let's do it. Sleep apnea, the throat. That can also be maybe even a pillow issue. I would look up specific pillows that create different angles for the throat and opening. Sleep apnea is where you actually stop breathing, the closing of the airway. That could be a crunching area. Let me know what you think. Diarrhea, microbiome, fermented foods. I'm currently looking on a company called Jeans Greens. They have like 8 choices of black teas. Looking for the best one for that specific condition. If you contact me, reach out, I'll tell you what I found out from them. And GV17 for high blood pressure and for the heart. And it looks like all the social media channels are working. And Leonard, good to see you. Yes, I taught Tuina in Belize, Leonard. That was tough, but I had to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Belize isn't too far from you, actually. One flight, I think. Not sure. Okay, Catherine says, hi, will you please tap for sensory and motor cortex? Absolutely. Leg cramps. So I guess I'll ask the same question again. Are you using magnesium chloride with DMSO on your legs? And that will help, especially at bedtime, and it'll help you sleep. And you asked me about I haven't gotten to my texts yet, but that's a different kind of magnesium. It's usually magnesium oxide, which is not really good for the relaxation. It's more for holding an extra oxygen singlet to ozonate it for the releasing of the oxygen, usually for cleansing the colon. That's usually the reason for that. So let's do that right now. The sensory cortex, motor cortex. And inflammation, T1 to T8. Leg cramps, I'm presuming the calves. That's usually a common place, if that's correct, Catherine. T1 to T8. Macular degeneration, C3 and 4. Calves. Surprise! Ozonated magnesium oxide. I do use it for. I don't use that brand. There's a brand I consider better, but it's the same concept in many ways. Is it extra oxygen for cancer prevention? Yes, absolutely. It's just oxygen, alkaline. I recommend the other one that I use, which is a similar formula. I do have people on a maintenance dose for that, yes. It is the Global Healing Oxy Powder, which may be closer to the Tesla. This was developed through Tesla in the 1895 timeframe. This ozonated magnesium. And no surprise, he invented the ozone machine himself, Tesla. Not our modern Tesla car guy, but the original Tesla from the 1890s. So for the eyes, blood flow to the eyes. And again, sensory cortex, motor cortex, and ouch point to the eyes. Rife is not similar. The question is Rife similar in any way? No, it's very different actually. Flooding the body with oxygen is just adding basically oxygen molecules or singlets to the body. Rife is where you have a frequency, and through the research of Royal Rife, he realized that there are certain organisms that have a frequency tolerance. So they set that frequency to a specific organism, and then they basically overdose it to basically destroy the organism through their frequency overload. But their frequency, which is for that specific microorganism, all microorganisms have different frequencies, and that's what Rife device is all about. And of course, it became illegal because it works so well. The key for Rife is it creates a lot of die-off, and that must be managed through detox. That's the key. Otherwise, it will just build up and recycle. So let's see if we have any messages from Welcome Ferris. So I did end up making it last week, but the internet was pretty tough. I think I only was here for a half hour, but I did all the requests for the week. Okay, Friendly Human, Tracy, and Edna. Chris, blood flow to the brain. And let me just do something real quick. Okay. Endometrium, peritoneal, and lung cancer. So something like ozonated magnesium oxide would be a good option for yourself. It will overnight. It floods the body with oxygen. It works really amazingly well. Omentum, that's the word I was looking for. Peritoneum and omentum. Yep, I just want to make sure I have the right terms. And my mind is focused. And anatomically, the endometrium is below the peritoneum and not far. Okay. More detail, better. Focus. Blood flow to the brain. Blood flow, nerve flow to the spine. And I would say L. 1, 2, and 3, and endometrium and peritoneal area. T10, 11, 12, L1, 2, and 3. We will cover that whole area thoroughly for you. Postnasal drip, C1 to T1 to T8, C3. Highly recommend a neti pot or inhalations with oregano oil and steamed tent. Post nasal drip. Nasals. I would do alternate nasal breathing. That balances out the brain, and then it also cleanses the nasal area as well. And oxygen, as you're saying, Catherine, we focus on oxygen protocols. In Tongren, it's the phrenic nerve, lung 1, lung 2, and CV17. Grounding to liver 3. Tracy and rickets. So blood flow, nerve flow to the spine, then T1 for the bones. It's very specific points for the migraines. GB20. Classic migraine points. Both sides. Do you have it on both sides as well, Tracy? If it's one side, it could be more muscle involved as well. Yep, just checking, make sure we got everybody. Okay. T1 to T8. Anti-inflammation, T1 for the bones. GB20 for the migraines, T9 for the liver. All detox, T9 for the liver, L2 for the kidneys, and GB13 right side. Anxiety, and again, T1 to T8 for the immune system. And let me know, everybody, how you're doing, better, worse, or the same. I think most of you know I was out of the country, teaching Twina in Belize, which is an excellent place to have to go to work to. I can handle that. Lumbosacral plexus, nerves for the legs. Brachial plexus, nerves for the arms, Tracy. And Edna, soft palate muscle strength. Castor oil. Frequencies. YouTube frequency for the throat chakra. Swishing the mouth with astringent tea. Another option. Inflammation behind vocal cords, so T1 to T8. So if there's inflammation behind the vocal cords, I would do a spray of colloidal silver. So we can brachial plexus for the arms. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. C3, 4, and 5 for vocal cords. Brachial plexus for the weak hands. Lumbosacral plexus for the legs, ankles, and left foot drop. Vitamin B12. Castor oil with cayenne pepper on the feet and the hands. T1 to T8 for MS for your aunt as well. Left foot drop. And grounding as well for Edna and everyone. And vertigo. I did not get vertigo. GD17. There are exercises for vertigo where your basically left arm would cross the right side, right arm would cross the left side to balance the left and right hemisphere, and GV17 and the occiput area for that as well. And we're looking at Dave Engelhart. Okay, Dave. Spinal stenosis. There is spinal flossing, where you move your foot and your head, and you're basically flossing the nerves to give that more movement inside of the spine, neck, knees, bones, and arthritis. Okay, Dave, we are on it. Blood flow to the brain. So look up spinal flossing. So the bones, T1, craniosacral fluid for the bones as well. T1 to T8 for arthritis for Dave. Lumbosacral plexus again for Catherine, leg cramps. And for David, knees, lumbosacral plexus, bladder 54. Bone on bone, definitely you want some castor oil in those areas. Silica, supplements, collagen, precursors. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Seems everyone can see and hear me okay this week, which is great. Next time I go there, they're going to have different internet quality. And for Edna, your husband's thyroid nodules, don't forget seaweed daily. I have seaweed on a daily basis, even if it's just some nori sheet snacks. Thyroid, C6, C7. So hypothalamus, pituitary, C6, C7. And happy mama, welcome. Wow, I'm just catching up to when people put in their requests up to before 6. Wow. T1 for perfect blood. T3, lungs and lymph. T1 to T8, immune system. Yep. Endometrium. C6, C7, and always avoid, for any thyroid issues, avoid fluoridated water, because that fills up receptors that can usually get in iodine to make the healthy. So you need to remove the iodine, the fluoride, and add in more iodine to fix the thyroid, and you can do it. And happy mama, perfect blood. Yep, and don't forget the spinal stenosis, the spinal flossing, blood flow to the brain, perfect blood T1 to T3 for the lymph as we did, the spleen T7, T1 to T8 for inflammation, TB13 right side, for Lara, calm, peaceful mind, balance hormones, GB20, 22, hypothalamus, pituitary, C6, C7, and again, abundance, GB13 right side, in Tong third eye, connecting to your true self to unleash abundance from within. And again, pituitary, hypothalamus, thyroid, parathyroid, also for Hashimoto's as well. And an extra, we have Senchi for Evan for psoriatic arthritis. Castor oil packs on the liver would be a good option. work for Evan. T1 to T8, inflammation and abundance as well. TB13, calm the mind. In Tong, third eye for abundance. True abundance comes from within. And helpful newbie, yes, good to see you. I reached out to Eric. As well. Pain, T1 to T8. And helpful newbie also. Paula, Rachel, and you. T1 to T8 for pain, and focus on the entire spine. General well-being, GB13 for helpful newbie. And grounding to live a 3 and kidney 1 and Intong third eye for well-being. Grounding to live a 3 and kidney 1 and 4. Olnick, prostate cancer, your counts went up. I would just continue on. Short-term, Black Sav, short-term, long-term, SEACT, long-term, Dr. Rath, anti-metastases, micronutrients. And pondering 1, also Hashimoto's tune-up, C6, C7. Tight neck muscles. Tracy saying try migraines. The migraines go back and forth and comes from tight neck muscles for sure. You tighten the muscles, it tightens up that base of the skull. The base of the skull is an intersection of major blood flow to the brain. When that's cut off, the brain is a little bit starving of oxygen. So definitely work on the neck. They even have these devices that I've seen, and I just got one, I haven't used it yet. It's like a curved area. It pulses and circles to massage the neck. Looks like a good option. Blessings, especially to Paula and Les. And Marie, yes, we will tap for healthy platelets. We want abundance, gazillions of platelets. And we did we skip over Ferris? No, we did not. So, prostate cancer, we work for Olnick. oxygen protocol, phrenic nerve, CV17, lung 1, lung 2, both sides. There are more PSA tests. There's a CPSA, there's about 4 of them now. They should do all of them. Different prostate cancer tests. L3 for the prostate, for Mr. Olnick. Health 1, 2, and 3 for the prostate. Hashimoto's tune-up, C6, C7, pituitary. Dry eyes and clarity, C3, C4, and ouch point for the eyes. Also for macular degeneration for Catherine. Tracy, for muscle tension in the neck, magnesium chloride, magnesium oil, and DMSO from dmso.store on the shoulders and at the base of the skull. That will help that a lot. I mean, a real lot. And Varus, tap for your mom, heart and lungs, blood flow, nerve flow. T5 for the heart, T3 for the lungs. Burning sensation in the feet and ankles. Are the eyes about the same, Faris? I'm presuming so. Hard to get improvement from them. Burning sensation in feet and ankles. Make sure the B12 is plentiful. Lumbosacral plexus for the feet and ankles. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Abundance of, yes. So let me know if you guys have any further questions. We're finishing up quickly. Sometimes when there's interrupted broadcast, like last week when I was away, people naturally, which makes sense, gravitate to other areas. So we're going to go up, then we're going to do a systemic lymph tune-up for everyone, and then a systemic craniosacral fluid tune-up for everyone, right after we do healthy plates. platelets, right? Not platelets, platelets. So let me know, David, if you find the spinal flossing videos. There's a lot of them. It's a thing. So, platelets. Two-part process. Number one is craniosacral, which is for everyone, and especially bones and bone marrow. Crystal Palace. T1 for the bones. Well, let's go to Nauhu, which is GV17. One of the ventricles. T1 Da joint. The ITP kit will definitely help with that. Spleen for backup recycling of platelets, red blood cells, actually others. Spleen T7 left side. Platelets. I think I'd know by now. Spinal flossing, yes. You can coordinate that with a chiropractor or just on your own. It's actually pretty straightforward. Your head is up, foot is up. I think head is up, foot is down. Different ways, but we want to keep movement in the nerves. So they're loose. When you have the stenosis, the bones are getting smaller, opening, and then moving them will keep that area open. And number two, of course, focus on alkalinity because it may be filling up because of acidity, calcium deposits internally. Platelets. What did I do, Catherine? Tell you about the Rife machine? Is that the congratulations? Anyway, continue with the bone marrow and the craniosacral fluid, T1 to T12 for Marie. Lumbar 1 to 5. Sacrum 1 to 5. Sacrum 1 to 5 and tailbone 1 to 4. True story. I taught Tuina in Belize. One of the Tuina techniques I share as much as possible is leukemia massage technique, which I learned from the tradition of Hannah Kroger. It is a leukemia remedy. She cured 5,000 kids of leukemia with it. When I was in Belize, there was also an osteopath. So we checked a person who was there, and they were physically shown to have a misaligned tailbone. We did the tailbone adjustment, and it was put back each time until it was straight. And that directly impacts the craniosacral flow of the body. And Marie, you're doing great. Good to see you, Catherine, David, Faris, Sherry, Laura, everyone. And we will finish with a lymph tune-up for everyone. 6 parts. And remember, if you're not doing it already, sit with your feet flat on the floor, palms face up, and breathe longer exhales and inhales. In 4, hold 4, out 8, hold 8. Lymph of the neck, sky window. And then the axillary lymph of the armpits. Let's do some extra on the feet, the burning feet for your mom, Ferris. Inguinal lymph nodes of the groin area. And burning feet and ankles, burning sensation for your mom, Ferris. Ouch points. Spleen 6 would be a good option. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And for tight muscles, SI 14. And GB 21. Shoulder release point. There we go. You're welcome, Marie. Good to see you, Leonard. Sending you Chi, David, and Catherine. And we are going to do the healing tone for clearing next. And again, blessings. Keep in touch with Les, Paula, and Eric as well. There is a link for eye frequencies on the webpage. For the people with throat issues, I would look up the frequencies for the throat chakra as well. So let's wrap this up for everyone. Do some Qigong. Sleep apnea, I would recommend sleep tape for sure. And some Qi for you, for your eyes, the eye frequencies. You're welcome for the session. Castor oil for your bones, increase circulation. Near infrared light, also for bone on bone and microcirculation. You can rebuild that as long as it has resources such as blood flow and nerve flow and nutrients. So those 3 things, you can fix the bone on bone and any ligaments and tissues in between. Ligaments and cartilage, all that stuff. Upper Dantian charge. Middle Dantian charge. Lower Dantian charge. Okay, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Blessings. Be kind to one another. It will be increasing for your own health and well-being. You're welcome, Tracy. And we do have one more person we will add in for Lynn. Neck, mid-thoracic right side, and anybody else with an extra boost for pain. Blood flow to the brain. Shoulder release point. Ocular migraines, definitely some magnesium oil on the upper back of the neck next to the occiput area. Neck, C1 to C7 for the neck. Shoulder release point, GB21. Magnesium oil, magnesium chloride oil on the back. There's also a product called Delta with menthol and CBD for a good pain relief as well, called Delta 8, I think it is. Maybe a rib. I understand if you have a dislocated rib or cracked rib, creates crazy pain. C3 for the eyes. Ocular migraines, GB17. Thank you for joining, Lynn. And then the eyes, the ouch points. And the ocular migraines. Anti-inflammation, T1 to T8. And grounding for Lynn as well. Yep, we don't want to miss anyone. Good to see you, Lynn. Let me know how you're doing. Magnesium chloride oil with DMSO from dmso.store is what I would recommend on the back, as well as another option, the Delta 8, I think it's called, with menthol CBD salve. So try those two things and let me know how they go. Thanks, everyone, and I will see you next time. Blessings. Be kind. Be hopeful. See you all next week.